Good Monday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV, internal combustion engine age YouTube channel that talks about all my cars and trucks and SUVs, the motorcycles. Hey, Ice Age TV, if you want a sticker, Ice Age TV comments at gmail.com. I just ordered a bunch more to keep it going, so I got them if you want them. Oh my goodness gracious, what a incredibly beautiful Monday morning. I mean, this is just one of the best Monday mornings here in recent weather where it's nice. It's not too hot, not too cold, and nice little breeze. Temperature factor's not that bad, and wow, another week is upon us, and just wow. So good morning to everyone there that checks in on the channel and listens to me gab away in the morning conversations as we take a word of the day and try to create something of entertainment for you to listen to me gab away. Go over to the Gold Rush. The Gold Rush has been put outside due to the projects of inside the shop this past week. Oh my goodness, it is just so nice, but you can just feel the change of season is upon us. It's just hard to believe it's close to middle of August, and a month from now it'll be September where you start to see these trees start to change. Just incredible how fast time goes around us. Look at that Gold Rush with the sun on it, just really hitting that color. It just kind of has like a mood color where in some light it looks so badass, in some ways it doesn't. And I know I think Vinny got motivated to, Vinny up here in Pennsylvania just bought his used Challenger. I think this kind of intrigued him to do this. And Vinny does have a spoiler in the back of his car. He reached out to me late yesterday evening, not knowing I made a conversation about him on a Sunday morning conversation. And here we are. Wow, what a weekend for me, where it was all about the Honda Talon, of me putting the accessories on this. This was a full-time project. I literally started this 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, didn't finish up till 7:30 Saturday evening, from the rear windshield to the front windshield. And then yesterday afternoon, I took on putting on the rear view mirror and the side mirrors and the rear cargo cage bar. And once again, I didn't get done doing that until about 5 o'clock last evening. So I did a bunch of how-to videos on how to do this stuff. And wow, it was just incredible. If you didn't watch the video of the front windshield install, the support strut bars or support strut bracket that's supposed to be right here to enable you to be able to push this front windshield up and it stays up. The holes in this here seem not to allow you to get the strut to attach to the bar. So I don't know what's going on there, and I'm not going to start drilling holes in that windshield until I talk to my buddies at Timbrook Honda. Hey, the babies want to get upstairs because Kiefer is with the daughter. She doesn't let him out of the bedroom. So if it's so quiet here, it's because Kiefer is hanging out with the daughter. Come on, pups, you got it. Hanging out with the daughter. You know, he usually sleeps in the bedroom with my daughter, but a lot of times she leaves the door open. But I don't know. Who knows? But hey, I'll take the moment of peace because, as you know, the Kiefer dog is one rowdy dog. And here is the Talon half cargo box that I bought. And this thing needs a special mounting plate to go in here for a quick release capability. But it's really interesting how I tried to figure out on my own how to mount it. Couldn't figure it out. Went to Honda's website to get the instructions. And ironically enough, when I went to the website, this box is $319. Timber Honda sold it to me for $453. So I'm taking this back and saying I want a refund because that's ridiculous. And I need a mounting bracket. And do I even continue on that path? Wow, here is Mr. Don. Don kind of went silent on me, not knowing he had the grandkids in town this weekend. But Don is such a dedicated subscriber. He never gave up on Benjamin Franklin. He never gave up. And I walked around this shop so many times saying, if you really kind of watch how I walk around and I slow down, you may start to figure it out. So Don, through his really being persistent, not giving up, Don is going to get a $100 bill. And Don, I believe, got a $20 bill. So Don, here in the last little over a week, has earned $120 off of just watching my channel. wow. I mean, Don's, you start catching up to what I make for the whole month on my own channel. If I was to continue to start putting some more Benjamin Franklin's in my shop. Yeah, I'm not lying to you. So what is the word of the day? I thought today we could start the week off with the word advertising. And I don't think we've ever talked about advertising. And one of the things that intrigued me to talk about advertising is just because of the YouTube community, the YouTube business, and I'm just puzzled as all get out, as always, on how my channel doesn't have the advertising revenues that others get. And so that's what kind of intrigued that thought. But here's the thing. I walked around many times in my shop, and I would go through here, and I would turn around, and I would kind of stay here for a second, and I'd kind of move on by. Well, here it is. Here is the $100 bill. Here it is. Don figured it out. He saw that behind that glass. So when I was there, he saw the $100 bill. So congratulations to Don, who didn't give up. He didn't have a $100 bill. It's scary to think I'll mail him a $100 bill in the mail, to be honest with you. But for the record, that's his. Put it in the back of his truck. There it is, right there. A lot of people, and I told Don, I'm blown away how little participation I had. And I just gave out $170 just this past week. And you go to the previous week, there's another 90. So what's that? 260? That's what I made for the whole month of my YouTube channel. I'm not lying to you. So I just gave away every amount of money that I made for me getting up every day of my life and making videos. That was how much money was put in my account to run this YouTube business, which it is. It's a business. And that's why I thought to myself, the advertising, that's the whole ticket to the YouTube creators is they're trying to create advertising revenues, just like me. And what's one of the biggest expenses in so many ways in business? Marketing and advertising, R&D, employment, employees, buildings, renting. I mean, so if you step back, and if you're a business owner, you understand how much money you can spend advertising. Because the biggest challenge in business is getting your name to be recognized and for people to want to use your service or buy your product, whatever it may be. And so that's a big challenge, especially if you're a young company and just getting going. But you look at the car industry and look at how much money the car industry spends on advertising. It's huge. It's millions upon millions. I mean, between all of the car automotive manufacturers, it's probably billions, but it's millions and millions of dollars that these companies spend to lure you in to feel like the product they're pushing is something that you want. And as you know, like the Super Bowl ads are huge. You may pay $3, $4, $5 million for a 30-second ad. It may be more than that now. But the advertising is what makes people money. That's the whole gig of the entertainers. You go through the list of people that make money through advertising in today's industry of sports athletes. There's richer than ever athletes because of the promotions and their sponsors that use them for advertising, which makes them tons and tons of money. So you become very special in whatever field or talent you have, then somebody sponsors you and then they'll pay you a lot of money to represent their product. I mean, I think everybody understands that. So advertising is a huge part of business, of creating business and establishing business and then getting people to want your business. And as we know, if you go back to the early days of the motorcycles, the biggest advertising for Indian and Harley Davidson back in the day was racing. That's a huge underlying message that who has the baddest ass motorcycle, who has the best built motorcycle, and that still goes on today in all aspects of all types of racing, all types of athletic gear, people that get, addicted to is Nike the number one, shoe you wear to go run around the block? Are the Jordans the best basketball shoe to wear to play basketball? Is the Under Armour the best gear to wear that you stay comfortable the whole time? Is Shoei or Bell helmets the best helmet to wear when you ride and it's comfortable and you believe that it's, or the Arai, the number one like racing motorcycle helmet per se, very expensive that many people buy because they feel it's the best helmet you can buy that's the safest for your head. Then you go to the brands of the motorcycles. Honda, Honda's Honda's advertising is kind of more or less its own ownership of people who own Hondas that stand behind it because they've been such a reliable product. And that's what I think to myself through the years of the different names of manufacturing and companies and the junk. You've seen it. We've all been around long enough to see in the automotive, the transportation, the motorcycles, the different brands that have come and gone that were junk brands. And they would even try to advertise, how great this motorcycle or vehicle is. But in the end, you had your own experiences with it and it's just junk. I mean, and so a lot of those brands are gone. The Hugo, was it the Hugo? Remember that Yugoslavian built car, if I remember right, back in the 80s? You look at AMF, when Harley Davidson was bought out by AMF, yeah, it was those motorcycles back in the 70s were junk. That was my feeling. Remember American Motors Corporation, American Motor crap, the AMC line. What was all the different, the Gremlin? What they had, the Gremlin? They had all these different, the Javelin. I mean, if you remember all that, and the advertising, which back in the 70s, in my young years, like the Mopar products, they were advertising like the cartoon style character Hot Wheels or Matchbox type of really badass looking car. Oh, there he is. Kiefer boy, you're looking for your brothers and sisters, aren't you? You don't know where they are. We beat you to the punch today. Oh, poor boy. He feels left out. Yeah, they're all upstairs. You missed out on harassing Ginger this morning, didn't you? Oh, he's bumming. So the advertising, once again, it's all about persuading you to feel like you are going to buy something. And what lures in advertising is by you seeing over and over and over and over again the same ad. And just over time, eventually your brain clicks and you think, yeah. Or who doesn't know the story of you're out and about and you're like, man, I remember something about that, what I was looking for. And you're just trying to kind of like repiece what you saw on TV, but you can't find what you thought you saw. Yeah, who doesn't know those stories? And then for the advertising in the automotive industry, the biggest challenge they have is that the consumer feels they advertise prices on their cars and their advertising is false or misleading. Even for me, if you watch my channel, when I bought that Ford Power Boost F-150 I guess it was a year ago, over last year, not this year, and I traded in my Raptor for it. The advertising on the Moroni sticker was it got like 23 miles per gallon from every aspect of driving it. City, highway, stop and go traffic, the rural roads, whatever. And I never saw that. And if you really watch my channel, I was complaining on how I feel Ford was advertising something that wasn't factual. And that's a huge challenge in advertising, that people make statements and comments and misrepresent what's being advertised. Just like Elon Musk. Hold on, you're going to get some coffee. Kiefer's really bummed. He missed the party. So there is no Jackson, Grant, or Benjamin in the shop. So many thinks that there's still money in the shop. It's all gone, just so you know. So there's no more money sitting around here. If you're thinking this morning that I've hidden more money, I have not. So look at Elon Musk. Elon Musk shows a advertising of the Cybertruck being such a badass electric truck, the baddest of them all, because he can put a Porsche on a trailer, 911, and tow it and race a 911 Porsche and beat it. But what was really disclosed down the road is it was really not advertised it really wasn't correctly advertised, meaning that the Porsche he chose to race against the Cybertruck and the Porsche on trailer, it was the slowest Porsche 911 they made. He made it sound like it was a quarter-mile race. It was an eighth-mile race. So after the eighth mile, the 911 took that Cybertruck. So he is, it was once again, he was representing something that was false advertising. And who doesn't know these stories? I mean, it's bad. Who out there doesn't know the stories of you feel like you've been told something through advertisements, but then once you get it, it's like, oh, who doesn't know the story? You go buy something, and by the way, when you get home, there's more things for you to buy. And you didn't get everything as advertised in your eyes. So that whatever the thing that you bought, you didn't get everything that you needed for the price you were told, and you have to go back to the store. And even the sales guys sometimes, in all sincereness, will be like, oh, wow, I didn't realize that. Yeah, you got to buy that as well to make that work. I just told you that I bought this Honda Talon box, and they didn't realize at the dealership that you have to have a special mounting plate for this to have a quick release attach setup. But in some ways, it did me a favor because now I know that I overpaid this. And the only question would be is, was this pandemic pricing? Is this possible that this box was back from 2021, 2022, where it was very expensive? Because I don't know. I mean, Timber Honda is a good operation. I don't think they deliberately did anything, but at the same time, it's now for me, it's like, oh, okay, so I got an opportunity here, I think, to return that and reevaluate what I want to do. But it was the wrong advertising, because here I'm thinking I've got everything to make this work, and I don't. Who hasn't had that story? I mean, everybody here. For me, Whipple, in my views, misrepresented themselves, because on December 4th of 2023, when I gave them $12,000 for this Whipple supercharger, they said in the advertising or the closing of the sale for me to give them the money, it's a 60 to 90 day turnaround time for you to get that Whipple. So basically, I was told it'd be probably late February before I would get that. And I was like, okay. And that's not a big deal, because that was all of December, January, and February. As you know, watch my channel, that turned into March, to April, to May, to June. Yeah, it turned into quite the extravagant. Yeah, I mean, just once again, I'll sincere. If I knew it was going to take that long, I probably wouldn't even committed to even doing that. And so for me, as a YouTuber creator, I'm really stunned to the really monies I don't make on this channel, when if you look at what I do every day on my channel, I advertise products of Ford. If you look at my channel, it's a dominant Ford conversation of all the Ford vehicles I've owned. It's more than any other brand here. But then you go to, I got the Jeep, the Ram, the Dodges, now the Chevys. And you think to yourself, wouldn't my channel be a huge opportunity for the little advertisers that pop in while you're watching my videos to really capitalize on what somebody like me has? Because they can use me as the guy that just loves so many different cars and trucks and motorcycles. And that's the other thing too, the motorcycles, the Honda brand, the Harley brand. So you would think that the advertising guys would be all over my channel, because I have such a collection of all of these vehicles. And on my channel, I don't think that I sit here and tarnish the other brands and mock the other brands in any great extreme. I don't think I do that. I think I share the fun, the good, the bad, and I try to be sincere. Just like Indian, when I went through that whole Indian pursuit, everybody saw I handled that. I had a lot of my subscribers that were getting more impatient than I was about how they should take that road, not the Roadmaster, the Indian Pursuit, so they should take it back because of the front steering issues. And it took some patience and time for me to work through that, But at one time, I had a whole collection of Indian. Here I have Indian rugs. I still do have Indian motorcycles. And I did used to talk the hell about, I used to talk a lot about the Indian product being the better product over Harley. If you go back to my earlier videos, you'll see in 2020, 2021, 2022, you'll see how I just totally was an Indian guy. And I actually picked up a lot of Indian followers on my channel that I think are now gone because they kind of just moved on, had my flair with Indian. But once again, you would think on my channel, that would be a huge advertising niche back in that time frame, that you would have advertisers wanting to be on my channel because you're going to see in person all the different flavors and flares and brands and manufacturers of what I own. And my own personal videos of talking about this new Whipple supercharger on this Dark Horse, which I call the Whipple Horse, is the baddest ass Mustang to me to date. So if somebody came to me and said, do I buy a used GT500 or do I take a Dark Horse and do what you did? I'd say take a Dark Horse and do what I did because it's a manual. You can get the Tremec manual. You can't get that in the new generation GT500. You can go to the Super Snake, where that's the Shelby GT Mustang converted into a Shelby product, but I'm into this thing for like 90 grand. You're going to be in a Super Snake for $120 to $150. Yes, you might find a used one for 100 grand, but the point is, this is a badass, fun, incredibly fast car, and I'm only on stage 1. And so if anybody came to me and they said, what about the Whipple product? But yeah, Whipple's challenging to get it to you, but they obviously figured it out because this thing has no lag, no lull. It's instantaneous. I'm telling you straight up, the weekend before, I had to take a drive. I just had to take a guy to get away. And I ragged this thing. I ran this thing. I should have gone to jail. I'm not lying to you. I should have gone to jail. And that's not embellishing. I ran that thing like you can't believe. And I'm telling you, wow. Beyond believable. Just wow. So why wouldn't Ford be all over me, or Whipple be all over me, like Lethal Performance, that I bought the Whipple supercharger from? Why wouldn't Lethal Performance be in my advertising on my channel? That, hey, there's Ice Age guy. He bought a Whipple supercharger. He wasn't happy in how long it took to get it, but now he's got it. And look at this guy's channel. He's bragging the hell out of that Whipple supercharger on his Ford Mustang Dark Horse. Where is it, everybody? What is going on? What is going on? Where my views on my channel is 1%. I have over 12,000 subscribers, and I'm seeing 200, maybe 300 hits on my channel. And so then I'm just going to go back to the frickin', crap, because I know some people get irritated watching my channel, but you have to scratch your head. You have to scratch your head. Here's Lucky Lopez. 36,000 views for people who have auto loan fraud. It's the end. The job market's over. 99,000 views. Panic Selling, 246,000 views on this guy's channel. This guy probably has 200,000 subscribers, so he's getting close to 1-to-1 video content on, trying to go through here and see what else here I can give you. Let's see here. Here is 197,000 views. These places are in financial ruin. So what I'm trying to figure out here is here he is again. McDonald's, 122,000 views, the end of McDonald's. What advertisers, I would really like to know, why would you advertise on this guy's channel? Because all he does is mock the brands of the fast food industry. All this other guy does is mock the car industry's coming to an end. The lenders are in trouble. The repos. So I'm just trying to figure out how advertisers think that these gloomer doomer guys, what are they advertising? So on those YouTubers' videos, what are the advertisers? Is it lawyers that are advertised on there? Is it people who are in dire straits? You're going to have to file bankruptcy? Is it doctors that people need medical help because they're losing it from everything that's going down around them? Once again, I'm just puzzled that how these guys that are the car gurus that rant and rave about how the whole car crisis is on the doorstep and how the car dealerships are going to go broke and how the car dealers or the car manufacturers are going to go broke are these Ram and Ford and Chevrolet, are they actually advertising on these guys' channels? And are other companies that go with, insurance or insurance companies advertising on these channels that blur? I mean, I'm just telling you, it doesn't make any sense. There's something crooked about the way these creators create content and they get so many hits. And I hear the constant word algorithms. I'm not buying it. These guys have figured out a system that on how they make it look like everybody goes to their channel and watches their content. I don't believe it. And in so many ways, I think it's a scam. I really do. And you're talking to a YouTuber guy that spends a lot of time, a lot of work, a lot of effort to bring content to a channel, and it's not every day of my life gloom and doom. It's a lot of fun, a lot of how-to videos, a lot of me sharing with you, going places, doing things, and to no avail. The content is just, and then people say, yeah, but it's kind of boring. But you're telling me listen to a guy ramble on about McDonald's is going down the toilet is really interesting? You're telling me listen to yet another YouTuber tell you the car market is in dire straits. I mean, really? I mean, what do you get out of that? I don't believe it. So that's why this word advertising popped in my head this morning, is because I'm puzzled on my own YouTube channel why the advertisers are flocking to the individuals that make fun of. And I mean, sincerely, the underlying message through these YouTubers is that you're a loser because you're the person that bought the house and now you're in dire straits. You're a loser. You bought the overpriced car. Now it's being repossessed. If you're a car salesman, you're a loser because people don't come and buy cars anymore. If you're representing the Ford or Chevy or Dodge or Ram brand, you're a loser because you can't sell these products like you used to. If you bought a Tesla, you're a fool because Tesla is going down the toilet. So once again, the underlying message from all these doomer gloomers, but they get hundreds of thousands between all of them. They get millions and millions of views of the underlying message to you as an individual is you're a loser. You're going to lose it all. Your house, you need to sell it. You need to get rid of your cars. It's really a psychological thing. And you know what it comes full circle to is this governing body of our country is sending the same message to you, advertising unbeknownst to you in so many ways. You're a loser. Why do I say that? It's because the governing body's policies is, remember, the Constitution was for the people, not the government. But the people in power today want to turn the Constitution to be to the government, where you work for the government and the government controls you. More than ever in our lifetime, that is what's going on. And through the advertising blitz and campaign that's happening right now with Kamala Harris and this guy Walz, the advertising campaign is going to go through the roof. And it's going through the roof. And they're getting money like never seen to advertise on how they're the better choice for this country. And what's so sad is people can't figure out Kamala Harris is already part of the problem of where this country's gone, but yet she sits her mouths off how she's going to make it better. But she's already the problem and she's involved with it. But people buy into, oh, okay, when she gets into office, it's all going to get better. Are you kidding me? That's a hell of an advertising program. Yeah, who's sponsoring her? Ooh, that's where it gets very challenging. That's where you go to the rabbit hole on the YouTube channel. Who's sponsoring her? Who's behind her? Who's really running the strings? We know. The real YouTube subscribers that follow my channel on a regular basis, we all know. We all understand that. Sadly, the others believe in the misrepresentation of the false advertising, which it is. It really is bad. All right, that's it. I'm going to kind of cut it off at that because I got a busy Monday. It's Monday morning and getting motivated to get going. And it's a never-ending conversation on my channel on how I've got a YouTube channel where I put hours and hours and hours of content into my channel, and I try to make it new and different every day, to no avail. So the advertisers, I guess they just don't like me. Or is it somebody behind the scenes that makes sure the algorithms of my channel don't work because they just don't like who I am? I just don't get it. I really don't get it. I'm over 4 years into this business, and what am I doing? I'm trying to advertise myself and market myself for social media to share with others the craziness of what I've done in my lifetime. And that's what I do. I share with everybody here on my channel how crazy I am, and which I am. I'm crazy for all the stuff I have, but I try to share with everybody the real facts, what I love and what is okay and what isn't so great, or what is really great. And my Kirby's truck back there, that truck just sucks. It sucks. Now I got this Bison Chevy truck with a front independent suspension up front. I mean, this thing just eats that thing up. I mean, I'm just sorry. I know there's Ford guys out there. I mean, I'm still a Ford guy. It isn't that I don't like my Fords. I just don't like that Kirby truck because the suspension on it's screwed up. It ain't right. I should have never, that's where I'll tell you straight up. I should never trade my Tremor truck for that damn truck. Should never have done it. Yeah, that was a mistake. I'll agree that all day long. But here we are with the Honda Talon and got it all fixed up. And you know what, before I do kind of sign off, if you watch my channel, I met a guy up at the car show a few weekends ago that registered his Can-Am in Montana and put blinkers on the vehicle and rear view mirrors, side mirror, and I don't know if he had to have a windshield wiper or not, but his is so-called legal in Montana. If you want to go set up a fake account and be in a business in Montana, it's $1,000, he said, to register in Montana and do all this stuff. But then this becomes street legal, which that would be so badass. I would love that. So is that my next mission? It probably is. I'm definitely going to look into it. And once again, if you watch my channel, and apparently there's YouTubers out there that have all the information that show you how to do all this stuff as well. So I'll have to check that as well. So there it is. Scary part is my good friend Jack at Timbrook Honda has alerted me that something really badass just came in. Do we have a Honda Timbrook Adventure Day? I got it going on today. Don't know if I'd make it out there today, but I need to go to Timbrook Honda to get my rack plate or get another box or whatever it may be to finish up, and then talk to these guys about how this windshield's not lining up correctly for the strut support. And so who knows? I don't know yet. But yeah, there's something else up here in my shop when I have no more room. You never know with Ice Age, man. So, hey, everybody. God bless. Have a great day.